Hiya and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. In this video I'd like to show you how you can access the public preview server for Neverwinter. This is essentially a server for Neverwinter, the game, where you can access the content earlier than normal. You'll access new content and be able to test it out for yourselves, see all the new shiny stuff that you'll be able to get on the live server as soon as the module is released or the update is released onto the live server. In this video I'll go over how you can access this server and also the reasons why you should probably be using it, and also how you can use it to make sure you're not wasting AD on the live server by testing out things and seeing what your character needs for your particular build and what actually works for you. I will also go through the things of how you can access the different things on the preview server and how you can go about, let's say, maxing out your character on the preview server to see your character's potential. Alright, so let's jump straight into it. Okay, so in the description of this video below there will be a link which should lead you directly to this ARC website and to the Neverwinter public test server sign up. You will need to log in to ARC Games for this link to fully send you to this exact page. On here, to sign up to the public test server, you need to just copy one character over to the test server. So, if you click character selection, you can see all your different characters that you have on the live game. Okay, so you just choose one of them, and then you need to select the server. So the Mimic server is the public test server. The Owlbear server is the closed beta public test server. At certain periods, you won't be able to access the Owlbear server because you'll have private testers who will be privately testing things because the company doesn't want the whole general population to be able to access certain things, and you'll generally need to sign an NDA to access things like very early on that change a lot. Anyway, so it's the Mimic server that we'll be wanting to be using. So you go ahead and you just hit copy, and when it loads up the next page it should give you a message here, success. I've copied this character to the public test server. So now what you want to do is log into the Neverwinter launcher, open it up, and you should see, as soon as you've logged in, next to the play button here on the left, you should see Shard, and then there should just be Neverwinter. This is the live server. There should be Neverwinter Preview, and if you copied a character over to the Owlbear server, you should see that over there. So just click on the Neverwinter Preview, so this highlights more red than the other ones, and you just hit play. Now as soon as it loads up the character selection screen, you should see all the characters that you copied over to the server. And yes, that's right, you can copy the same character multiple times. It will just give a number next to the name depending on how many characters you copied and that are in your character selection screen. You can of course rename them if you wish, but you can never have this character with the same name. So click on a character and just load it up. You can see here's my character in my original spot that I was, because I was already on the preview server. Okay, now what's different between the preview server and the live server is that certain things won't be on the live server yet. There'll be certain updates that happen to the preview server that at a later date will happen to the live server. Anyway, for an example, if you go to the collections tab, you can see that there are multiple of different items being worked on. You can see these items don't have a preview token of them, an image essentially, because they're still a work in progress and their bonuses might change, their stats and whatnot. Here are some more of them and more of them. These are the different items that will be coming out in the new module, module 19, with the expansion to Avernus. If you just explore around on the Collections tab, you can quickly see new and different things that they have added in. Okay, so that's the Collections tab. That just gives you the ability to see new stuff that might be coming out. Another thing is to jump to the Wondrous Bazaar. Hit Store, and you can see there are many more tabs than there is on the live server. The Consumables tabs will generally be the same as the live server unless they are adding or removing anything in particular. Then our special items, again, it should be the same as the live server. However, sometimes there is a new lockbox which will be here that won't be on the live server yet. For example, this Blood War lockbox. And then you have the tab which is the Preview Only tab. On here you can purchase a few upgrading reagents for enchantments, and also you can buy the unlocks for all the certain campaigns. For example, you have like Bane of the Hells, that will unlock you the Zariel trial. Bane of the Devils will unlock you Inferno Citadel. Bane of the Mad Mage will, unlock the Tower of the Mad Mage. And so on and so forth. You have a few other things here related to campaigns. And then you have all of your armor enchantments and weapon enchantments. You have your rank 12s and you have your rank 9 versions of it. Then you also have preview artifacts. These are the new ones that came out in mod 16. Preview armor, that's also the armor that came out in mod 16. And preview artifact weapons. You can purchase the Burnished, Alabaster, Mountaineer and the Watcher set, all of which came out in mod 16. Unfortunately, they haven't updated any of this, so you could buy the gear with the recent module. For that, to get that gear, you'll either have to do it on the live server with the recent module that came out, and with the new module that's going to be released, you probably have to grind the campaign to actually access it yourself. If we do go to the campaigns tab, you can see, because the new module is going to be released soon, and they've added this module to the preview server, we can see the new campaign itself, the Path of the Fallen. You have certain different tasks here, and you have also the story. You can just look around for yourselves and you can expect what's going to happen in the next big update to the live server, and therefore you can prepare yourselves and you kind of know what to do. Now, in order to upgrade things and essentially access things for free on the preview server, the only main way to do it, if you can't purchase it within the Wondrous Bazaar, is to copy your character multiples of times and just transfer the items over to your bank. You'll want to copy it over to your shared bank, and then you can access it on your other characters on the preview server. Let's say, for example, if I wanted more cold wards and I had one on the live server, I could just copy my character as is over to the preview server and then just transfer the cold wards to the shared bank. Then when I switch to a different character, I'll be able to access those items on it. And yes, it's basically like that. If you have items on your character on the live server and you want more than one of them over onto the preview server, you literally just copy your character over, transfer the items to your shared guild bank, switch characters, and transfer them over. You can also see you can add, let's say, your AD to here. You can also add your gold. You can add trade bars, companion tokens, and also this new item which is shared insignia powder. Essentially, whenever you dissolve a insignia or convert it, you can convert it to this powder. Essentially, it's like refinement points, and it'll give you the ability, if you have a certain amount of them, to upgrade insignias. It's the new thing that's coming out in mod 19. Anyway, so with that, if you already have a rank 15 enchantment it's very easy to go from there and max out your character. If you only have one of them, you'll want to copy your character over, put that rank 15 enchantment in your shared bank, and do it enough times that you'll be able to have that enchantment on all of your slots for your gear. You also want enough so you'll be able to get your rank 15s on all your runestones, and I'll show you here why. There is this vendor that was released in mod 16 and then removed that allows you to trade enchantments for other enchantments. At the beginning here you just have keys, you have some certain runestones that got removed from the game, and then you have insignias, some of them also got removed from the game, and here you have enchantments. Let's say I want a different armor enchantment than the one I have. I can just double click on that, gives me this token. If I click over to the enchantment claim, you can see I have these packs here. Here I can claim a rank 14 armor enchantment choice pack, and with that it gives me the option of selecting any of these enchantments. This is good then if you want to transfer and exchange enchantments for different ones. However, you can only do it with enchantments and not runestones. For example, if I select this tactical here, and now let's say I don't want it to be a tactical anymore, I can just double click this, switch over to here, and claim either a runestone or a single stat enchantment. Yeah, it's locked to single stat enchantments can only become single stat enchantments, double stat enchantments can only become double, and triple can only stay triple. Double click it, it sticks that pack in my inventory. Double click it, you can see all the different types of single stat enchantments here. So yeah, if you do want other types of enchantments that are, single, triple, or double, you will need one of each type on rank 15 to be able to do so. And then you can just slot them in your character and have all the maxed out enchantments with all the gear you have already. And then your companions, if you have enough AD, you can just keep transferring it over and copying it over to your guild bank, and with that you'll be able to upgrade companions. I definitely recommend getting these and transferring over these greater companion experience treaties to quickly level up the companions that you want to test and go from there. As for companion equipment, you're going to have to, it's the same with gear, you're going to have to grind out this gear on the live server. However, you could do it on the preview server, but I definitely recommend it on the live server, as then you can just copy it over multiple times. One thing to mention is that whenever a piece of item is character bound, you won't be able to put it in your shared bank, and then you won't be able to actually transfer it over. So I definitely recommend not binding it immediately. If you want to access it on the preview, just copy that character over a few times and then you'll be able to access that item again. Okay, so I believe that's everything. It's probably not, I probably missed a few things. Anyway, I hope that helps and shows you how you can access the preview server itself, find out what's new, and also upgrade your character to max on the preview server and see how it performs. There are many of different things you can actually do and ways you can test things. However, I'll go more in depth possibly in another video in the future. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and goodbye for now.